In this video, we are going to take a closer look at the sequencer of the Poly-D. Let's start with the mono mode first and just copy the settings. So we have a simple plucky sound. I think these work best for sequences. You are also able to sequence up to 4 notes per step. So we could sequence chords, but more on this later. There are 2 sequencer modes. We have the keyboard mode that directly lets us record melodies in. Just press recording and now we are able to play up to 32 steps. But you don't have to, you could also just play 8 or 16 if you want to. And if you now press play, it will play back this pattern in a 4/4 sequence. And with the tempo knob you can change how fast the sequence is running. But it's a really simple quantized pattern. And right now we are only using 16 steps. If you press record, you can go into the edit mode, and with page you can jump to the next page. Each page has 8 steps. So page 1 has 8 steps, second page has 8 steps, and page number 3 and 4 are currently empty because we haven't recorded 32 steps. And there are multiple ways you could make the sequence a little bit more interesting. The first and simplest one would be to turn up the tempo knob when you are in the edit mode. You can see there are LEDs lighting up, and these will now indicate how long a step is, so we can make certain steps longer. Let's check this out. So the first step is longer than the other ones. Let's make a few steps longer as well. We can also mute steps by pressing rest. Step number 1 and 5 are longer than the other steps, and step 6 is muted. Let's jump to page 2 and give the first step of page 2, so the 9th step in the sequence, an accent. This will just make it a little bit louder, and we are also going to do this for the 3rd step. If you press shift and glide, there will also be an LED indication, and this will set how many ratchets a note will have. And the ratchet is kind of splitting up the note in up to 4 parts. Let's set it to 4 for now and listen to how it would sound. And splitting it up. We could also go back to page 2, step number 4, and only set it to 2 ratchets. And you could also add these ratchets while the sequence is running. It will not record the ratchets, but it's kind of a way to perform with the sequencer. You could also hold the note. You can make the sequence jump back to the first step with the reset button. You could also do this by pressing the step button, so you are able to jump to certain steps. If you want to delete the sequence, you can press shift, reset and pattern, and now the sequence is gone. The Poly-D is also able to save sequences, so you could turn off the synth and then recall it again. And it's working with a pattern and bank system. You have 8 patterns in 8 banks, so each bank has 8 patterns. And you can go to the different patterns by pressing pattern and the step buttons. So let's set it to pattern 3. And if you want to jump to bank 3, press shift, bank, and do the same. Now we are in pattern 3 and bank 3. Now you could play in a sequence and save it there. If you want to learn more about this, check the full Behringer Poly course. It's the first link in the description. Before we are going to talk about the step edit mode, let's check out how a polyphonic sequence would sound. That's something I really like doing on the Poly D. It's the same way, simply press recording. And you could do the same tricks. You could go into the sequencer, mute certain steps, or give some steps an accent or a ratchet. And my favorite thing to do with polyphonic sequences is to play around with different ranges, because each time you are setting it to a different range, you are basically creating a new chord that can lead to really interesting new chord voicings and new sequences basically. Or you could entirely mute certain notes. To switch into the step mode, simply press Shift and Step. If we set the sequencer to the step mode, it works a little bit differently. We can first set how many steps should be in our pattern, and let's say for this one we want 16. So let's go to page 2, press Shift, Set End, and press step number 8. And now our sequence is stopping there. We have the first page, the second page. But these steps are currently empty, and to edit them we can press Shift and go to a step and enter a note. Make it, for example, a little bit longer. If you want to go to step 2, you can't press the step button, otherwise it will mute it. So if you want to jump to a new step, press Shift and the step switch. And if you play the wrong note, you can just simply exchange it. We are staying in this step right now. It will save the last note you play. And of course you could also give these steps an accent or a ratchet. You just have a little bit more of control compared to the keyboard mode. The keyboard mode is more for improvising, and the step edit mode is more for programming your sequences.